Hi guys, welcome back to Planet Mithril. My name is Mithril, and yes, we are back with my Battlefield Basics series today. This series of videos that shows you how to get your models tabletop ready in no time at all with a simple base, shade, layer mentality. And today I am tackling the very first hero model to hit this series. That's right, I am starting with Frodo Baggins. That's right, the very first hero to make his debut in my Battlefield Basics series, and could I have started with anyone else but the brave and young-ish hobbit who carried the burden of the One Ring all the way to Mordor, and today it's my aim to give you a recipe that you can easily replicate on your Frodo models, whether they're plastic fellowship or metal sculpts, and get you on your way to starting your quest. I'll be working my Frodo Baggins off a black undercoat I've applied with Citadel Chaos Black spray prior to painting. Brush is ready, let's get to it. To begin with, I'm giving Frodo's face, hands and big old hobbit feet a base coat using Bugmans Glow. All the skin now is being shaded back using Reikland Fleshshade. When this is dried, I'm going back in now and layering up all the facial details and separating out the fingers and toes using Cadian Fleshtone. The face is a little potato-like, so I recommend sectioning out individual areas, inlaying the nose and brow first, then filling out his cheeks and working your way round to define the mouth, leaving the Reikland Fleshshade showing in the recesses to give definition. All the hair now on Frodo's head and feet is being base coated using Rhinox Hide. His posh little hobbit waistcoat is now being given base coat using Mournfang Brown. His outer jacket as well is being given a base coat using Thondia Brown, making sure to get this all around the sleeves and up inside the inner lining that's visible against the waistcoat. All these brown sections now, the hair, the waistcoat and the outer jacket are being shaded down at the same time using Agrax Earthshade. I'm trying to inlay some texture over his tousled hair using Gorthor Brown now. Given the slightly iffy texture of the sculpt, this could be challenging, so a small targeted dry brush would work is here as well. But you can see how I'm just flicking this in tiny lines over his head to try and generate some texture. The waistcoat is being layered up now using Skrag Brown, leaving the Agrax Earthshade showing in the recesses where the material folds downward over Frodo's chest. The outer jacket now is being highlighted using Knight-Questor Flesh, focusing more on defining the lining of the jacket as it falls over Frodo's form, leaving the Agrax Earthshade again showing in the recessed folds, particularly down the sides of the lapels and around his sleeves. His trousers now are being base coated using Corvus Black. Sting is being given a base coat using Iron Hand Steel, slightly lighter than Lead Belcher as it is an elven made blade after all. Both the trousers and Sting now are being shaded down using Nuln Oil. The main body of his trousers now is being layered up using Eshin Grey, focusing on the creases and folds towards the top of the trousers and defining the slightly longer lining down the calves, knees and hem. Sting now is being given an edge highlight using Stormhost Silver, nice and bright to get that sharpness dialed in. His cloak is now being base coated using Caliban Green. This will need a few thinner layers to get a nice smooth finish over the black undercoat, but you can see I'm being nice and thorough, working this into the recessed folds and up between his legs to catch every bit of it. Of course, being careful not to clip the trousers as I go. Now I'm shading the cloak back using Poxwalker, moving this into the recessed folds again to provide depth, but trying to avoid any unsightly pooling as it dries. With the shade thoroughly dry now, I'm going over the cloak and blocking out the long defined folds of material using Sybarite Green, leaving the Poxwalker showing in the recesses. You can see how this lifts the upper tone of Frodo's green cloak here, but again, you'll need a few thinner coats to get a nice smooth finish across the entire thing. Finally, any exposed buttons down the waistcoat, cloak fastenings and cuffs are being carefully picked out with Balthasar Gold. There you are. You're now free to begin your perilous quest to Mordor and the destruction of the One Ring with your ring bearer finished and ready to hit the tabletop. Although I'd argue he probably won't get very far without the rest of his companions, which will be joining him in the series very soon. All that's left now is to base your Frodo and he's ready to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's Battlefield Basics video. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and hit the bell to make sure you never miss a Mithril upload. And thank you so much to all our Patreons. Your support helps keep the lights on over here at Mithril Towers. And until next time guys, take care and as always, happy hobbying.